On the west of the Goulburn River is the small town of Mooroopna. It has a history of a strong community participation. Hello, I'm Graham McCartney. Welcome to Mooroopna Legends. In this series we catch up with a number of guests that have made our town what it is today. Our first guest is Keith Barbour.
You served under the legendary Alan Fat Harbour for the majority of your service before you took over as from him as captain.
Correct.
Alan Harbour, in his own lifetime, was a legend in Mooroopna.
Absolutely.
Involved in a number of organisations. As captain, what was his legacy?
Oh, what a leader, let's put it that way. I mean, there's not too many people around who had the respect as a leader, as a captain, and as a member of the Country Fire Authority. He was, he was a legend as far as all that goes.
Big shoes to fill.
It was big shoes to fill, but Alan came to me and he said, look, I'm going to retire. Would you be interested? At the time I said, oh, yeah, I would be, Alan, but do you think I can handle that position from you? And he said, yeah, of course you can. I said, okay, I'll give it a run.
Seen many changes in the CFA across the state, particularly since Black Saturday. How have you found the changes from when you first joined up until, today?
Oh, huge, Graham, absolutely. I mean, that Black Saturday really, I think, turned the Country Fire Authority into a different direction. They have to stand back and have a look what went wrong, how they can overcome it, what they can do in the future to improve it. Well, from that, there's been significant changes, absolutely. Their training programs have been increased. Their volunteer support side has been increased in it. And I think they've rural stations, the upgrade of vehicles, and the professionalism now that as volunteers, it is, I'd say, equal to none within Australia. Probably even our volunteers and that are equal, and if not better than what they are in the USA as far as firefighting goes.
We mentioned Alan Harbour as being, virtually the face of Mooroopna CFA for many, many years, both as captain and following his retirement. Some other great names around Mooroopna that's been involved with the fire brigade over the years. The late John Tangles Wong comes to mind.
Yeah, Tangle Wong. Tangle was an excellent member. Even Ginga. Gingan was another one. Let's go back. You've had Freddie Rooks. You've had Johnny Woodsall.
The late Mel Reid.
Mel Reid, excellent. Mel, another legend in Mooroopna that just went too soon. Yeah, there's been a lot, Graham, and a lot of people that had a lot of respect for all their men. The fire brigade, for some reason, in Mooroopna is people just take their hat off to them, I suppose, for better words, or look up to them as being a very high profile organisation, I guess you mean, and people in it the same way.
The CFA is heavily involved in the community in Mooroopna, and we think of the Royal Children's Hospital Appeal, which I think is something like close to 40 years that the brigade's been running that in the area.
Correct.
It's a community involvement, not just fighting fires. That the Mooroopna Brigade is something special.
Absolutely. I mean, we've taken part, and we still do, I believe, because I don't have much to do with the brigade now, but they still like to be out there and at a fairly high profile. But probably one thing that we're going to miss very, very badly is the championships. For some reason they haven't got the, I'm not going to say knowledge, they have got the knowledge. They haven't got the power, I guess it is, to get up and run one of these again.
Well, there's a lot of work in organising the state championships, and you've been fortunate. You've had yourself, Leon Williams, John Walton, that have been heavily involved. You're all getting older.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's that void that people just haven't got the time nowadays to be able to put into it and do it right.
Yeah, I guess you're right there, Graham. When you do step back and look at it. See, even now, I believe that we just can't get daytime fireys, and now Shepparton's coming to Tura instead of us. So that's an example of what's happening with that we can't get volunteers during daytime.
Do you see Mooroopna having full-time staff, permanent staff here located?
Personally, down the track, I think it's got to happen. Whether it's just daytime fireys or full-time, but if it's full-time, they've got to rebuild another station. And with the program that they've got in mind with the bypass road going in, I don't know where it's going to go, really, to be honest.
Let's look at Keith Barbour, the man. You were born, not in Mooroopna?
No, born in Melbourne. Yep. What
brought you to the country?
Well, Mum and Dad were always in the country. They lived at Birregurra and Reedsdale. Dad had his own shearing business back in those times. He was a rouseabout. So they've really always been in the country. They then moved up to Undera. They were on Tonkin's farm out there in Undera for a number of years. Charlie and Roy then were out there helping before they joined the Navy. Dawn, she was there. She was actually, years and years ago, she was president of the CWA in Victoria. So that's basically what, brought us to the country. And then they moved from there into Ardmona on Huey Lenny's property, number 2. From there into Mooroopna then, where we went into retail, the two-door shop in Mooroopna.
You're strong on family. You're married to Barb.
Yep, good girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
And 2 daughters, Kerry and Rachel.
Kerry and Rachel, yep.
And both residing in Mooroopna?
Yes, yep.
Haven't travelled far, the family, has it?
No, we've stuck together. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course the grandchildren, can't forget them.
No, Ben, Geordie, and Rachel's 3 kids. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Community work goes a lot further than the CFA. You've been involved in the Mooroopna Football Club.
Yeah, I was involved in the Mooroopna Footy Club back when we won the 2 premierships.
I thought you slipped that in.
Under Smithy. Not only that, we were going back to the can't think of the word I'm trying to say. I was president of the Chamber of Commerce. That's what I'm trying to think. Chamber of Commerce. I was president there for a number of years, and we were responsible for the town clock going up.
Is she still there today?
Still there today, thanks to Leon, and actually Leon and myself were the 2 that really designed and built that. So yeah.
Your advice to young people about their community?
Well, what I find is that young people these days are more interested in their iPads and their 5 phones. They're not getting out in the community much and doing much community work. We'll go back to Brigade here, where we've got the junior brigade they've got a very strong body of young juniors there, and that was under Lenny Belford. I think Lenny still runs that side of it when he's home. But no, look, you've only got to walk the streets, Graham, these days and find what the young kids are doing. There's I don't know the word I'm trying to say. They're not putting themselves into enough community activity. It's a change of life.
You look at the the younger clubs movements, like this Apex, very strong back in the 70s and 80s.
Exactly.
Is now non-existent. Rotaract likewise.
Golden.
Number of organisations like that. But of course, in those days, we didn't have weekend shopping.
No.
After hours shopping. Those sort of things.
Shopping,
and of course the opportunity in sports varied greatly, where people used to play cricket or tennis in the summer and football in the winter. And that was basically it. Hockey a little bit, basketball coming in the 70s.
Exactly.
But when you go back 30, 40 years ago, really the service clubs was a prime social outing.
It was, absolutely. It was very important. And that's where we got, all us old mates now, where we got our guidance and our, where we had an interest in it. And that's our upbringing through that has been invaluable, really has.
You talk about old blokes, which you obviously put yourself in that category now, but the mine's still ticking over, isn't it? Oh,
absolutely, yeah. Look, I mean, you've still got to keep active. I mean, I'm 71 now, and I'm still doing work, just local work, jobs here and there. Like today, doing the ironing. So, you've got to keep active regardless, and you've got to keep your finger on the pulse whether you're involved in it or not. You can still have ideas, suggestions, and get it out to them. Whether they listen, different story.
And you also formed a social club for the Fire Brigade, the Legends.
We have.
Yeah. You're heavily involved with that on the committee. In fact, one could say you are the committee.
One-man committee. That's got to change. That's true. I mean, as people know, we call it our church hour. And I just thought one day, God, we're all just sitting around doing nothing. Let's form a club. So I wrote down some key points, took it down to guys, and from there it just went bang. So, we've got, 19 members now, so it's good.
Well, I'm sure you're not lost to Mooroopna for a long, long time, Keith. Thanks for joining us today on Mooroopna Legends, and thank you for the outstanding contribution you've made to the Mooroopna community.
Pleasure, Graham. Thank you very much.